Wanna be Ryan the Great, and today, moving to the Sulli's top 5 for you, we have top 5 players that I think the Philadelphia 76ers should trade for at the trade deadline. So the trade deadline just coming up in a couple of days here. It's on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's normally been like 4 or 5 sometimes. I don't know. But nonetheless, we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, who I think they should trade for at the trade deadline. We will have a trade deadline reaction video coming out. And yes, the De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine trade, that will be included in that video. Just to, have a big trade in that sort of video to put on the thumbnail. We'll have that in there. But yeah, we already reacted to the Luka Doncic trade. You guys can go check out that video. And just a disclaimer for this video, these moves, I don't necessarily think that are, some of these moves, I don't think that the Sixers are going to make. I don't think it's going to happen, but they are good moves that I think we should look into. It's just, some are for fun, some that I think would definitely work out, and that would be a miracle to happen, and some others, they're just, some others that I think we should actually look into and maybe try to get some of those guys. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Linear Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Around the COD Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on Combat Great. God damn. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Great Podcast. And after you, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn the video and let's roll that intro. Hey, come on, Stotty. Stop! 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 Red Flare! First pitch! Bring him in! Yes! Oh, damn. Alright, let's go into the video. So starting off at number 5, I have Herb Jones. Why? Well, Herb Jones, obviously he has a pretty bigger of a contract. I don't think at the end of the day, this would really work out. But once again, this is just for, this is pretty much just for fun. With the New Orleans Pelicans trying to unload some sort of assets here, you maybe would think that Herb Jones would be able to, work out for the team. Now, obviously, he hasn't played in many games this season. He's been out with a shoulder injury. But if he comes back and can play for the Philadelphia 76ers, he's a great player off the bench, someone that the Sixers could definitely need. Obviously, we don't, with all the injuries that we have at forward, we obviously have Paul George, he's always injured, and Embiid's always injured. We could definitely use a 6'7" body to get rebounds, and I think that would be someone to look into. Forwards are going to be a repetitive theme in this video here. So yeah, I think Herb Jones would be great and a great addition to the Sixers. Now, I don't think that the Pelicans are going to dump him, to be honest with you. I think that they will hold on to him. I think that they do want to compete. Other than Brandon Ingram, I think they will end up trading Brandon Ingram. But other than that, I don't see them really unloading here. Obviously, they lost DeJounte Murray for the season, so they're probably going to have to chalk this one up. But, they obviously want to compete. They, for some reason, still have faith in Zion Williamson. And, if they can get some good assets for Brandon Ingram, then maybe maybe they can get back to where they were a couple of years ago before the many Zion Williamson injuries. But nonetheless, let's get right into this, my second pick right here. I'm going to go with Keegan Murray at number 4. Now, obviously, Keegan Murray with the Sacramento Kings, they're trying to compete right now. They're trying to go for an NBA championship. But, at the end of the day, he's taken a step back, and he's admitted that he's taken a step back because he hasn't been used that much offensively. Now, I am a bit concerned for his development because of the fact that they're bringing in all these other guys, and that, his role has kind of been like Harrison Barnes. It's not really to score that much, but we want Keegan Murray scoring because we want him to develop and do a scorer. So the Kings not really focusing on his future, just kind of focusing on the now, and it's not really working out for them so well because Keegan Murray can't really play the role Harrison Barnes is playing. But if he can be used as a scorer on someone like the Philadelphia 76ers, I think that they can improve because now you're saying, okay, well, we already have Maxey, George, and Embiid. What's the point of bringing him in? Well, there's obviously going to be always one of them injured. Maxey was injured for some part of the season. Embiid, I just saw a report he's coming back tonight. after missing a month. Paul George, is injured from head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So, he's always injured. So there's always going to be a guy injured at this point. I feel like what the Clippers did last year when trading for James Harden. There's always going to be somebody injured between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So you might as well just bring in another scorer, and then you can figure it out when you get near the playoffs. So I feel like that's what the Sixers could do here. But obviously Keegan Murray hasn't been used as a scorer much this season, so you might need to kind of bring him into that role. But the Sixers really don't have time for that. They have to get immediate help at the current moment in time if they are trying to compete. So yeah, I think Keegan Murray will be another good option, but that's an option I really don't see happening. Number 3, I think it's an option that we should look into. Do I think it'll happen? It's definitely possible, in my opinion. With the right sort of trade, I think we could do it. Cam Johnson for the Brooklyn Nets. I think that this would be a great move for the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, he's a 6'8" forward that can shoot threes. He can, has good spacing on the floor, averaging 19 points per game. I mean, there really isn't anything that he can't do. Shooting 49% from the field at the current moment in time. Shooting 41% from 3. The Philadelphia 76ers right now, I don't know what their current three-point percentage is. If I can just get it right here at the stats, it is 35%. That's not good at all. So if you add somebody like Cam Johnson to that, then your three-point shooting would definitely go up. And as I mentioned with Keegan Murray, you're always going to have somebody injured with the Philadelphia 76ers. So you might as well just bring in another scorer because one of these guys is going to be injured. And then when the playoffs come around, you have an extra scorer and you can figure it out then. I think it would be great for the Philadelphia 76ers to add Cam Johnson. Now, Now you might ask the question, okay, why would the Brooklyn Nets trade him to a division rival for all that? And my answer to that would be they traded Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks. Now, obviously, the Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks, and the Sixers wouldn't be giving up 5 first-round picks for Cam Johnson. But I'm sure they would accept, with all the draft assets that they do have, I'm sure they would accept 1 first-round pick, maybe a player here and there. I don't really know. So if you are the Philadelphia 76ers, you might as well at least call up the Brooklyn Nets and ask them because it's obviously not going to be working out for the Brooklyn Nets in the next couple of years. They're going to be rebuilding, and by then Cam Johnson's going to be older, so you might as well just unload him now while he's 28 years old and has a ton of value. I think the Philadelphia 76ers should definitely make the call. Do I think he will get traded to the Sixers? Probably not, but it's definitely something that we should look into. So these top 2 are ones that I really would like to go for. And number 2, Donte DiVincenzo. I love Donte DiVincenzo. I'm obviously a Villanova basketball fan. But he's going to be out for a couple of weeks here. And as long as he passes a physical, I guess he can pass a physical. I mean, he has a turf toe, whatever the hell it is. He's going to miss a few weeks, but the Sixers are injured as it is, but you do have the All-Star break coming up to get him ramped and ready to go. I think it would look pretty good here if Donte DiVincenzo came to the Philadelphia 76ers. He's obviously, having a bit of problems on Minnesota. He didn't want to get traded to Minnesota, and why would you? I mean, it's cold as hell there. It is cold here in the winter. It was like one day I remember it was 7 degrees walking outside. I was so mad. Anyway, obviously DiVincenzo is a great player, but it doesn't really seem like he's been used that well in the Minnesota system. Last year with the Knicks, he averaged 15 points per game on 40% shooting from 3. And this year, he's averaging 11 points per game with almost 37% from 3. So it's clear that he's just not in the right system. And I think with the Philadelphia 76ers, once again, a team that needs shooting, a guy that can shoot 40% from the field, if we can just get him up a couple shots. He's also his attempts per game have gone down with the Minnesota Timberwolves. There will be no lack of shooting for him if he got on the Sixers because of the fact that we need shooters. So I would love to take Donte DiVincenzo and make him a proverbial shooter on this team because we need that. Obviously, we've seen stretches of him, hitting his 3-point shots, but he just really hasn't got much of a chance to show his skills on the Minnesota Timberwolves because there are other options, and it just doesn't really seem like he's working in the system. I think he could work great in the Sixers system because he has the ability to shoot threes, and he really would be probably one of our best 3-point shooters, if not our best. like pure shooter, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I think that'd be a great move. I think the Sixers should definitely look into that one. Number one, now some people are not gonna like this, or they're gonna say who, but I am a big fan of Santi Aldama, the Memphis Grizzlies forward, a 7-footer, 24 years old. I mean, the Grizzlies, they have a lot of talent at the current moment in time. I would give up a lot to get this guy. I mean, this guy is a 7-foot forward. The guy can literally do everything on the floor. He can score, he can rebound, he can pass, he shoots well from the field. He's shooting 49% from the field right now. He's a 37% three-point shooter, and he doesn't shoot too many threes per game, but the way the Sixers are shooting threes, it wouldn't hurt at all. I love Santi Aldama. He also doesn't turn the ball over much, only 1 turnover per game. He hasn't started in too many games, only 11 games started for the Memphis Grizzlies. We could use him off the bench, obviously, or we could use him as a starter, to be honest with you, because of the fact that, Embiid's always injured, George is always injured. I think Santi Aldama will be an incredible addition to the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, would the Memphis Grizzlies part ways with him? I'm not necessarily sure, but obviously they're looking good as it is now. Would they trade for maybe another decent role player? Would they trade for Yabusele? Would they trade Aldama for Yabusele? I don't know, but I would do a lot to get this guy on our team. I am a huge fan, and if I'm the Sixers, I would do close to really whatever it takes, because he can do almost everything on the floor. I would love it. So that's the list. It's Aldama, it's DiVincenzo, it's Cam Johnson, Keegan Murray, and Herb Jones. Keegan Murray and Herb Jones, it's obviously not going to happen, but I think the Sixers, should keep it in the back of their minds. Cam Johnson, you can call them up, but I don't think the Nets are going to do it. And then DiVincenzo and Aldama are two that I would really, really look into. So yeah, that's the list, and that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Lenny Gray Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Around the Combat Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast, and make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Around the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.